All right, you might need to press a button. So for everyone who's just getting the recording, we already talked about, we had a little PowerPoint presentation on balance. So I'll try to repeat some of the information as we move. All right, so first, this is my foam roller is going to, oops, my head's chopped off. My foam roller is going to be my back of chair. So if you have a sturdy chair or wall or something to hold on to. So if you have a diatonic tower, you could hold it to that. Back of a chair, I'm going to use foam roller if I need it. We probably won't need it for a little bit. So first, all you're going to do is stand with your feet kind of hip width apart. And I want you to start getting aware of your joints and your mobility. So all I want you to do is soften your knees, your ankles, and go down as low as you can, keeping your trunk over your feet, as opposed to a squat where we go backwards. Just go as low as you can, keeping an upright spine, and then stand back up. So just play with that. So being aware of your movement and your body will prevent a fall. So we're just seeing how low can we go without any pain if you have knee arthritis, and then come back up. And then try that with the sensation that you're going underwater and then come back up. You know, the beach balls, like when you're trying to press a beach ball underwater and there's kind of some resistance, and then it floats back up. So find that juiciness, that buoyancy in your joints as we get some movement going here. Good. A couple more. Just feel that buoyancy. We want juicy joints, right? Not stiff, achy, painful joints. Nice, juicy joints. Good. Now you're going to open your feet a little wider and just kind of shift your weight side to side. So how easy or hard is it to kind of shift all the way over to one foot and all the way over to the other foot? Yeah, just feel that sensation. Good. And then bend your knees and shift side to side with, again, that kind of juicy joint feeling. So your ankles bending, your knees bending, and you're just shifting your weight side to side. So in the one slide, I skipped over it a little quickly. We talked about poor balance as a fall risk. Yeah. So here, this we call a wide base of support. So if you're on the subway or metro or bus, you're going to stand like this, right? You're not falling down. You're not going to stand on one leg. So there's a wide base of support. So it's a very safe way to stand if you're feeling a little unsteady. Now you're going to spiral around, look over your right foot and just shift your weight onto it. We're going to do the other side. So look over your left foot and then shift your weight onto it. So you're looking towards your foot now and shifting your weight. So instead of looking forward, we're now looking all around the room. So we're shifting our weight with a wide base of support, and we're starting to add a little visual extrinsic information here. So while you have the opportunity, just take a look around your room and see if there's anything that might be a tripping hazard and get rid of it later, not now. All right, so, you know, if you have a fan, put it closer to the wall so you're not constantly stepping over the cord. Or maybe, I don't know. I have a lot of fall risks in this room, actually. I have weights all over the floor, so I'd probably lift them up. Those kind of things. Good. All right, now bring your feet back together. And we're gonna work, I'm gonna put my camera really close on my feet. We're gonna work on feet. Okay, so hopefully can everyone see my feet? Wiggle your toes a little bit. And now try to spread your feet, your toes, like they're fingers. Can you really spread all your toes? Okay, so the toes are used in balance, but you kind of want them as a last resort. Yeah, so you want to kind of maybe wiggle your ankles a little bit, and then every now and then, if you really need it, you can grab your toes, right? But we want that ability. So what we're going to do first is I want you to push your big toe into the floor and try to lift all the rest of your toes. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more if I can. Let's see. So you're pressing down, maybe if I put on blue, with your big toe. Maybe you can see better on different color. Yeah, that's better. Oh, so press down with the big toe and lift the other 4 toes. Good. And then just do it on your right foot and see if you can do it. So sometimes one foot's, oh yeah, that foot's got it. And then on the other foot, it's what? So if you're having a really hard time, one trick is to kind of gently step on your toe a little bit and push it down and then lift the other toes. And then see if you can just lift the toes without any help from the other foot. Sometimes the joints just need to figure that out and then they got it, and the muscles. All right, you probably know what comes next. The next one, so we push the big toe and lift those. So we're gonna push the 4 and lift the big toe. So my 4 little toes are pressing down and my big toe is coming up. And then you can try just one foot. So my right foot does it pretty well. My left foot, there's like this delay. It takes me a minute, not a minute, a few seconds. Again, same thing here. If one foot's not quite getting it, you can kind of lift or stick your foot under and help bring it up. Yeah, good. So these are kind of different toe exercises and very good for balance. Now just see if you can press all the toes down and then try to lift all the toes up. Good. All right, so that's something to work on. If you didn't get it today, that's okay. We're gonna roll through the foot now. So now lift your heel. So mobility in this toe is pretty important. So if you have a toe arthritis, go where a point where you might feel a tiny bit of ache, but nothing that's gonna hurt you 2 days from now because you overdid it, right? Arthritis is a little tricky to manage how much to do without, and just bend that big toe without causing like a flare up. Just bend that big toe a couple times. Try the other foot, bend that big toe, spreading the other toes, get some range in that big toe. Good. Now you're gonna roll through the foot. So you're gonna bend the big toe. Now push, just like we pushed with the toes earlier, push into the floor, almost like you're trying to grab the floor. And come down. Try that again. So spread all your toes, get some range in the big toe, and then push the toes into the floor. And then try the other foot as well. Spread the toes, you're in the big toe, and then try to push the toes. Activating the arch, maybe feel like a little cramp in the arch of the foot. And good. So we use this when we're walking, right? The back foot pushes off the floor. All right, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna alternate a little bit. So you're gonna push 1 and down and push 2, strengthening the feet, but more, since we're working on fall prevention and balance, we're really getting more awareness in the joints. So each joint gives our spine information on where we are in space. So the more we can move them and activate them, the better. Good. So now we're gonna do, it's called 4-way feet. So you're gonna bend your knees. So that same feeling, I'll come up a little bit because you don't need to see my foot so much. So the 4-way feet, it's the same feeling. I'll bring my head back in a second. As going underwater there, there's a little pressure. Then you're gonna stand up, feel your legs very active, and you're gonna try to rock back on your heels. This is where you might need something to hold on to or the back of the chair, but try it without. You can always take a step, right? Don't fall over. And then roll through your foot, feel all your toes spread, and then go up to your tippy toes and come back down. So we call it 4-way feet. This is from Diatonic because there's 4 positions. It's 1, you flex your foot, rock your weight back. 2, roll up to your tippy toes. 3, and then go back into that flex foot, shifting your weight. Try that again. Bend, press down to go up, flex, up to your tippy toes, and flex. Good. And this one, again, we're not doing squats right now. We're just feeling the legs underneath us. And it's also when we rock back, see if you can do it without pitching your tail back. Can you stay more, a little bit upright? You'll feel your shins work, which is really important in balance and walking. Good. Nice. All right. Okay, so we're going to get a little further with balance. So we talked about base of support. So we're going to go deeper into our base of support. So we did wide, we did 2 feet. So the next one, will get a smaller base of support, is to go on 1 foot. So play with this. You want to be able to balance at least 5 seconds. If you can easily balance 5 seconds, we'll do the other side. Try this. 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi. All right, if that's easy, we're gonna move on. We're gonna bring the foot a little higher. If it's not so easy and you wanna stay at the ankle, stay at the ankle. 5 seconds. 5 seconds is just a general rule that if you could stay there, I'm not really wobbling, I need to make it harder, right? Try the other side because you never know. Sometimes one side I could balance for a minute and the other side 3 seconds. Yeah, so try both sides out. We did ankle, we did knee. If you're not yet at 5 seconds, stay with this one. If you're past the 5 seconds, you're gonna go to hip. So you're gonna bring your knee up a little higher. Again, we're being extra cautious in case you have osteoporosis in your spine. Don't go so high that you round your spine. Most likely you'll be safe, but we just wanna be extra cautious because we're on Zoom, I can't catch you. Other side, 5 seconds. Standing on one leg. So you might feel a little bit like your standing leg ankle is wobbling. That's a natural reflex. It's called ankle strategy. But if you're kind of having to step all over the place and catch your balance, then you're not quite at that 5 seconds yet. But ankle wobbling is completely natural. Good. All right. So the next thing, if that was easy, we're going to add an unstable surface. Okay. So if you have a yoga mat, you're going to roll up your yoga mat. If you have a towel, again, so just to be extra cautious, again, I can't catch you through Zoom. So the yoga mats on the wood floors are very safe. If you have a towel, right? So I like to kind of fold it in half so I'm not rolling all day long and then roll it up like a rolled up yoga mat. But towels on floors, wood floors, can be quite slippery, right? So that you want to either do it on a carpet or put your towel on a yoga mat. Just be careful of towels on wood. Same thing with pillow. If you're using a pillow, great, but be careful. It can be very slippery. It's that throw rug we want to get rid of. So don't use pillows or towels on wood floor, please. All right, so here is our yoga mat, and this is going to be our unstable surface. So I know this sounds silly, but we're doing it anyways. You're going to step up on one foot and step back down. Now, the reason is some people get so into balancing that instead of just stepping down, they fall over, right? So it's not far, it's quite safe. You can balance and just put your foot back down. Again, if you have your chair and you're feeling like it's not, you're still uncomfortable, which if it doesn't feel safe, absolutely use the chair, foam roller, something to hold on to. All right, so this is getting a little more challenging for me. I can still hold it 5 seconds, right? But it's getting more challenging. I'm starting to wobble a bit more. I'm gonna try my other foot. So I'm now on an unstable surface and I'm going to my ankle. And I'm on a narrow base support. So I got narrow base support and I got unstable surface. All right, that was pretty easy. I'm gonna try it to my knee. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, not too bad. So again, if you're feeling challenged, stay there. If you're not feeling challenged, move on. All right, next one, we're gonna bring the knee up. All right, I still got this one, it's feeling pretty easy. All right, so I'm adding some vision to the puzzle, okay? So how do you make it balance more challenging? You narrow the base support, we did that. You get an unstable surface, the last thing would be vision. So pick whichever one you did that felt challenging. You're gonna bring your arms up like a W. Now, you're going to look to one thumb and look to the other thumb. So I'm adding 3 pieces, narrow base support, wobbly surface, and now vision. So if the wobbly surface is too much, you could also just do it without the wobbly surface. See where I'm going with this? So there's 3 pieces to make balance harder. So you get to choose your own adventure here. So we're adding vision by turning the head. Make sure you do both sides. So you're either at your ankle, you're at your knee, you're at your hip, you got your W, and you're turning your head, you're looking at one thumb, looking at the other thumb, and I didn't make it on this side. So just try a few times. See if you can do it about 5 times without falling over. All right, I'm doing it like 1 time, okay. So that one was pretty challenging. So I could work on this one for a while until it gets easy, and then I can challenge it further than that. So I'm going to show you another one now. So pick your poison with your where your foot is. You go back to your W. This time, the head is staying between the hands, and you're rotating your whole shoulder girdle, your spine. So active rotation is safe with osteoporosis. You just don't want passive with overpressure or end range passive. Active rotation is safe. So we're actively rotating our spine, which is very healthy for the spine. And we're still challenging our vision because we're seeing the whole room, but now we're not turning the head, we're turning our spine. Yeah, you can ask questions after if that doesn't make sense. So the first one, we're just turning our head, looking at our thumbs. This one, the shoulder girdle's kind of staying put and the whole body is turning, right? So if you were standing on one foot for some reason and someone called your name, or maybe you were walking on a cobblestone street, someone called your name, you turn around to look and you lose your balance, right? Then you would be able to hopefully find your balance. Good. So if that is still easy for you, you could close your eyes. So that would be one more thing. For the closing your eyes, we're just going to do it on the floor. Yeah, so just to feel the difference, bring up your head, your hands to a W, close your eyes, and then if that's easy, turn your head. It's quite challenging, eyes closed, turning your head. Now, if that is easy for you, you could absolutely do it on the foam roller or on the yoga mat. Same thing, other side, eyes closed, turn your head. Remember, you can always put your other foot down. Don't fall over. Good. I did mention foam roller because there are some very advanced clients I have that instead of the yoga mat, they're balancing on the foam roller. You could also use a Bosu, these kind of things. So challenge yourself where you could, once you do 5 seconds, go up and then see if you can do that, build it up and keep building and building, building. All right, we're gonna do one last thing for balance and then I'm gonna open up for questions. I'll stop the recording and open up. So sadly, sometimes, or maybe not sadly, we get dizzy, right? So the more we can kind of embrace and be balanced when we are dizzy, the less chance of falling, right? So it may happen, yeah, it may happen that we fall, but it also may happen that we get dizzy sometimes. So we're gonna practice a little bit. You just want to get a little slightly dizzy, and then we're going to practice a balance exercise. So what I want you to do with your feet is you're going to turn around yourself. So if I was a carousel horse, I'd be turning around my center line. So just a few times, you know your body, just go to the edge of dizziness, go to what you feel you can kind of embrace, not too dizzy that you're going to throw up or anything, or that it's not going to go away, but enough that you could get a little bit dizzy. Perhaps you're dehydrated, perhaps you sat up really fast. For whatever reason, you get a little dizzy, you want to make sure you can balance in that dizziness if it happens. Turn the other direction. So some of you may be spinning like Wonder Woman, and some of you may be spinning slower, whatever's your, you can tolerate your dizziness. Okay, so after you finish spinning, you're going to bring your feet together and you're going to close your eyes. And you may still feel the fluids moving a little bit in your body. And you can practice this and go faster if you want in the future. And so I just want you to close your eyes and I want you to feel where you landed on your feet. So are you more on the toes, the ball of the foot, more on the heel? Did you land in the center of the foot? It's great if you did, but no judgment if you didn't. It's just information so we can improve our own balance program. Now notice if right to left, are you more on your right foot, more on your left foot? Do you feel the weight of your head, your arms, your trunk kind of dropping into your feet pretty equally? Now with your eyes closed, see if you can just rock your weight more towards the toes and see how far can you rock your weight forward until you have to take a step. Okay, so that's our center of gravity. There's lots of definitions of falls, but one is that our center of gravity is shifted and we aren't able to right it, right? So our center of gravity makes it to the floor before we can shift it. So just see how far forward you can actually rock like Michael Jackson. And that, I can't remember what video that was. Anyways, smooth criminal. All right, so then rock your weight back to your heels and then just see how far can you go until you have to catch yourself. So if you opened your eyes to see what I was doing, try it again with closed eyes, just falling forward and falling backwards and see how far you can go. So now catch yourself. Don't actually take a step. Just see if your ankle strategy is working for you and you can right your center of gravity, bring it back to center. And it's all just practice. Your body gets faster and faster and faster. Good. And then rest in the middle and keep your eyes closed and just notice any sensations. Maybe you feel, I don't know, your shoulders kind of talking to you, a little ache or something, or maybe you feel a little buzzing somewhere. Maybe you feel your feet because we just worked them. Just notice any sensations in the body. And then you're going to picture your room. So we did this also in the other support group, but just see if you can, with those vivid colors and as clear as possible, what is around you. And then see if you can balance that. See if you can bring as much detail of the room into your brain as well as the body sensations. So that's the extrinsic environment and the intrinsic environment, balancing those two. And then just open your eyes quickly and take a blink, 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 blink your eyes, and then squeeze your eyes, squish them, and then open your eyes, and then squeeze them and close them and squeeze, and then open and blink a few more times. Good. All right, I'm going to stop the recording. You guys will get a copy of that and we can ask